Hey everybody, Rambles here, and welcome back to our Troll Hunters Hardcore Leveling Campaign. Thank you guys very much for clicking on the video and joining me in Azeroth today. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we just run right out of town. We've got boar meat, and we have tough jerky. We want to do some cooking, but I'm not sure we can train cooking here. Let's see. Yeah, if there were a cooking trainer here, then we would see them on the map. So it's possible that we might be waiting until we get up to Orgrimmar for that, unfortunately. In the meantime, I'm going to at least try to hang on to the chunks of boar meat. We can try to hang on to the scorpion stingers because we'll be able to cook those too. But there might be inventory issues that we have to deal with as we go. We will see. So yeah, the plan is we're going to head down to Sen'jin Village, start doing the low-level quest down that way. And at some point today, we may zone hop over to Tirisfal Glades to do some stuff over in the Forsaken Lands. It's either that or we could do Mulgore. Mulgore is a run that's a bit more dangerous, right? So we got to go through the Barrens, we got to go all the way south down to Taraho to get into Mulgore. Now there are raptors along this road and sometimes that cross the road, and there's also an elite alliance patrol that could force you off the road. I suppose the situation that I worry about is one where we have to go off-road to avoid the patrol, but that pushes us into some raptors. And then that's it for our troll hunter here, so I think we're going to do Tirisfal instead. And then we'll save Mulgore for a future Tauren Druid, Tauren Shaman, something like that. I do want to be killing some of the stuff as we go. I also want to make sure that we are tracking ores, because we're definitely not doing that right now. There we go. Oh my god, they took my ore. Level 7 Orc Hunter, how rude of you. How dare you, sir. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look how lucky we've been on this character. That is a small red pouch. Very nice. And that's it. That's all the bags we can carry. And now we'll just be looking to find 8-slot bags sometime in the future. I kind of want to go back into the hills a little bit, see if we can find some ore. I'd like to get engineering going early. That way we can make stuff like the target dummies and possibly some goggles for ourselves in the near future. I have to say, it's really weird being a leather wearer and not having skinning. Part of me kind of likes it. It's a little bit less in my bags, and it's a little bit less time for each fight if we don't have to skin everything. But it is weird to be a hunter that doesn't skin stuff. I feel like so often I gravitate towards doing leatherworking. Oh my gosh, we got social aggro on these scorpions. I don't know about this. Do we have any potions? We do have one potion. And we may end up needing it. I'm gonna pull this out to the bar. Let's put it like right there for now. You know, we might be okay, or this poison might really hurt us. It doesn't say how much nature damage. I think we're fine. Easy peasy. You can fully expect me to put a large focus on mining and engineering in this playthrough. And by that I mean I will often be going out of my way if I think there's going to be ore in a certain spot, or if I know it's more likely to be along the mountains. I am often going to be going out of the way so that we can find it. Because engineering is similar to blacksmithing, it takes a lot of copper. Especially copper, but probably all ore, even later on. It takes a lot of resources, so you do have to spend extra time grinding it up, and I like to do that when I'm still getting good kill XP from the mobs in the area. That way I'm spending time grinding, which gets us ahead of the leveling curve, and we're working on our professions. which is ultimately going to provide a measure of safety and character power we wouldn't otherwise have. I guess the TLDR might be I'll be doing quest maybe a little bit slower even than usual.
How you doing, man?
What you want? Sit, relax. See ya later. Later. Okie
You would think between Razor Hill and Sen'jin Village they would have one person who knows how to cook. You know what I mean?
Hello, man.
Alright, we're gonna work on the Makura eyes and the crawler mucus, and then I think I'll probably also go after the tail lasher eggs and the Duratar tiger furs out on the little islands. I'm not going to go on the main island and mess with any of the trolls that are there, but we can canvas the outer islands without really running into trolls. So that is what we'll do. Whoops. Yeah, there is somebody back there that is a level 6 orc warlock. And unfortunately they managed to tag that guy way before us. Probably not a really big chance, but I'm going to check the mountains over here for copper. I feel like maybe if I open with Arcane Shot, I can get 2 Arcane Shots off before they close that distance. I also don't really know if I need to spend the mana on Serpent Sting, unless I know it's going to be a longer fight. Or maybe if I'm taking on 2 enemies at once. Maybe without the pet, every fight is a longer fight right now. Yeah, I mean, it's going through its whole duration. So apparently Serpent Sting is worth it, because until we get a pet, we are going to be killing things rather slowly, unless we get a new weapon. If we can get a new bow, then our damage would go up significantly. I just don't know how likely that is to happen from any of the quests that we're doing, because I don't play hunters very often. And then I think if we want to make guns, I think we have to go to Thunderbluff to train guns. Which, again, I kind of worry about that run getting us killed at a really low level. I'd like to wait until at least like level 13 or so before we make that run if we can. And that's going to rely on getting a decent bow. Well, that is it for the crawler mucus. Now we need one more intact Makura eye. Possibly even from this Makura right here, if we are so fortunate. Hey, there we go. That is awesome. Alright, let's go out to the islands and start looking for tigers and raptor eggs. Alright, well, this level 8 stuff might actually be pretty tough without a pet. Yeah, this might be a little bit scary if that's every fight. They're one level above us, and without our pet, we're missing a significant chunk of character power. Also, taking into account the fact that we are using the starting bow. It's just not good. But I don't know what the solution is. The solution could be that maybe on this class we should have went to Tears Fall early. That is likely the solution. That would be a solution. Would be to not be doing this right now, but to instead be doing the level 5 and 6 stuff over in Tears Fall Glades. And we can do that. I don't mind diverting if this is not going to work out, but let's just see what we can find. Let's see what the drop rate is for the tiger furs and just kind of go from there. Yeah, see, they're all going to be level 8, so see how a couple of fights go. Unfortunately, as you can see, I'm not really great at kiting. I mean, I can do it sometimes. A lot of times it doesn't really work out. Sometimes I'll get 1 or 2 extra shots in, which, you know, I'll take it. Well, there's 1 out of 4, so the drop rate is much as you might expect. It's not very good. And we kind of knew that coming in. Well, that's not great. That is not an awesome situation. That was a well-timed level up. And because of that level up, we might live. I was going to pop the potion and run away. I think the plan is still to run away. I just don't know for sure if there's anywhere to run to. Maybe we can run this way and drop aggro, but it looks like there's a raptor in that direction, so maybe we run through here. I can still pop the potion if we need to, which we might need to. Yeah, I don't really know what's happening. There we go, we're out of combat. Whew, okay. A little bit too close. But maybe the level up will help us. Yeah, it's not going to be too much more damage. Unfortunately, a lot of that's going to come from the bow itself. We have a level 6 warlock over here. Wow. They're even more brave than I am. You know, but they have a pet. At least they have their imp helping them out with DPS. We have nothing. Nothing to protect us. Nothing to help with damage. And we've got 2 more entire levels to go that way. Let's explore some of the other islands. We really need to find some eggs. Well, we don't really need to find anything. We'll scout the islands, and then if we can't finish these right now, that's okay. We can go do some grinding on some lower level stuff, or we can go over to Tears Fall Glades, and we could do some of the low level quests there. To be honest, it might be more beneficial simply to find a place here that we can grind. Thinking about the keep area with the humans could be a good place to grind up some early linen and get our first aid going. And then there might also be minerals we can find kind of in that area. And if we wanted to, we can grind, you know, the rest of the way to level 10. And then we can just resume these quests at level 10, knowing that they're going to be much, much more approachable with a pet. It's especially rough on a hunter when we just have a couple of shots that miss a higher level enemy. Oh, they can't go on the water. Oh no. Ooh, it's going to be hard to fight any on really small islands because they can't go into water, which means I have to be on the island to fight them, which means we're not going to have any range on them to get any shots in. I didn't even think about that. We have a couple other people out here working on this quest. And that's definitely not going to make it easier to find these. They're kind of rare to begin with. They're kind of hard to see, the eggs in particular. Not the tigers. And then the drop rate for the tigers is really low. So we'll keep looking, but we may want to peel out of here for a bit. Do some grinding elsewhere and come back later. Yeah, see, he's just been through here, so any of the eggs here would have been picked clean, and I don't know how quickly they respawn. I often think that in Classic era, doing quests like this that take a long time, quests where a player's bottleneck, I often feel like they're not really worth doing. That the time is better spent grinding on mobs that are aplenty and that are of a level that give decent XP but aren't too hard to kill. And then if you just spend that time grinding instead that you spend running in circles waiting for mobs or waiting for respawns, you're going to level much faster. I think that holds true mostly for quests that don't have follow-ups. Like these two quests that we're doing now for Tail Lasher Eggs and Duratar Tiger Fur, it's like the quest reward in the amount of XP, it's not a ton of XP, right? We're gonna kill like, you kill like 7, 8 of these guys and it'll probably be more XP than the entire quest is worth. But it's taking longer to do it because we have to get a specific mob, we're waiting for them to drop an item. And so basically the quest is just sort of a conveyance of the fact that you should have an intention to grind. It's guidelines to guide you into grinding and to give you a premise for the grinding. But if you remove the need for a premise for grinding and you just go grind in different areas on mobs that like drop things that you need, they're easy to deal with, then you can potentially level a lot faster than if you're just working through the quest flow and letting yourself get bottlenecked on quests like this. So I have to go back and forth. The one time I'm going to do a playthrough where we employ that philosophy. Like any quest I know where we're going to bottleneck and the quest does not chain into more quests, we'll just skip it and we'll spend a certain amount of time grinding somewhere instead. Maybe take ourselves to like parts of the map that we would not quest in, parts of the map where there really aren't quests but there are enemies there. Could be a fun way to approach grinding. See parts of Azeroth we really haven't seen and fight enemies in places that we don't typically fight. We got some eggs back here that I just didn't see. Well, there we go. I could be happy with that. We got one of the quests done. We need one more tiger fur. What are the odds we can get one more tiger fur? What are the odds this guy can walk across this small little strip of water? Probably not very good. Oh, wait. I mean, he made it. We didn't get a lot of damage into him, but turns out he can cross this small little strait here. Now, if only he were to have our last tiger fur. No. Cannot be that easy. We're going to try to find it. We're pretty close. I can feel it. I also feel like both the cats and the raptors here have a run speed increase of some kind once you aggro them. And I think so in general, I think we're just getting less shots in when we pull these guys. At least that's what it feels like. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Like that guy moved at normal speed. And there we go. That is just really great for us. Let's get out of here. We managed to get it done even though it was challenging, even though it wasn't exactly safe. We managed to do it.
Greetings, man. Stay away from them. Greetings, man. Later.
You know, I think I am going to wait on the attack plans. This is a level 8 quest, and I think a lot of the guys there are, you know, level 8. So we're going to hold off on that and see if we can do that later after we have a pet. For now, I am going to work my way back to Razor Hill. And we're going to fight stuff and collect some ore, I hope, along the way. I may have just pulled 2 scorpids. I did, in fact, just pull 2 scorpids. It's not necessarily great for me. Well, should be fine. You know what? I bet we can find a better bow at a weapon vendor back in Razor Hill. And in this case, even buying a white weapon with a higher DPS is going to help us out immensely. We are going to look for that when we get back. If I remember, hopefully it'll get us a better weapon. Alright, so we want to turn these quests in, we want to look for a better bow, and we probably want to do some smelting and some engineering as well. Just so we can get that going. Let's also check the Hunter Trainer. We did hit level 8 while we were out in the field. We can learn to parry, which would be great. That's going to be 2 silver. Concussive Shot is 2 silver. Raptor Strike rank 2 is 2 silver. Okay. Well, Concussive Shot's going to help out a bit between now and when we get our pet. So that's good to have. Let's pull that out to here for now. And then Raptor Strike. Ooh, Raptor Strike I thought would come out on its own, but since it cost mana, it's not going to behave that way. Let's pull that out. There we go. Okay. We are good there.
Speak, friend. Strength.
This person is called a bowyer. Probably high likelihood that they sell bows.
What are you looking for?
I am looking for this recurve bow. We're moving to 2.4 DPS from 1.5. Is it a huge upgrade? No, not really. Is it worth the 2, almost 3 silver? I think it is. I do think so. I'm gonna grab it. And also, let's restock our quiver. Okay. Let's sell the old bow.
Victory.
And it's probably time just to head to Orgrimmar, honestly, but maybe we can do the smelting here really fast. Smelting here, and then engineering. I'm assuming we want to smelt first. We can make rough blasting powder out of the rough stones. We should probably do all that for some easy skill ups here. As an engineer, we're probably going to want to train guns as soon as possible. I know I said I really wanted to wait, but now I'm thinking that maybe waiting to go to Thunderbluff is not a great idea. That maybe I should take myself there sooner rather than later. Because even if we make ourselves some of the crafted light shot, that's going to do more damage than the light shot that we're able to buy from the vendors. And I don't know when or if we're able to make arrows. Maybe arrows will be something we're able to make. I'm just not sure. When we're crafting, we look like we're playing rock, paper, scissors, and we always select rock. Which is obviously the way that you win at rock, paper, scissors. So it's good to know that our troll is a professional. It's tempting to immediately craft this crafted light shot and go after more skill ups, but I think I want to wait. Because I bet if we wait, we can get more skill ups out of the blasting powder, whereas if I start crafting this now, this is going to quickly go yellow, and then it's going to quickly go green. So I think I'm going to wait on any more stuff here. And then if we had linen cloth, we can make dynamite. I'm not sure if we need that. Could be a way to pull enemies, but you know, we already kind of have that covered being ranged. So I don't know if that will be necessary. I am going to park it right here for now, guys, and take a little bit of a break. I think I'm going to probably run us to Orgrimmar, but I'll probably just do that off stream. That'll be really safe. All I really want to do in Orgrimmar is I want to learn cooking so that we can get that going. But next time, we may very well be in for a run to Thunderbluff. And since there is a chance that I could die on that, I'm going to do that in a recording. So maybe we'll level up a bit first. Maybe we can hit level 10. And then once we're level 10, it might be a little bit safer to brave the road from Crossroads down to Tarajo. We will see how it goes. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. Really do appreciate you guys being here and all the support. If you're having a good time with the series, leaving a like on the video really helps me out immensely, and I appreciate those that do. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.